Whilst perusing the extensive catalog of Game Boy titles on the Nintendo Switch, sarcasm, I happened upon a game by the name of Alone in the Dark: The New Nightmare. It was made for the PlayStation, but for whatever reason, it also found its way onto a system that was proud of itself for being able to display colors, which, need I remind you, have existed since 1944. Ironically, the visuals are the best part of this game. It feels like it takes place in one of Van Gogh's paintings. The fact that objects almost blur together is what makes this game feel unsettling. Every room being seen from a different angle adds to this eeriness. Although these things help with the atmosphere, they hurt the gameplay. It's really hard to tell where the exits are, and the camera changes can get confusing. The music in this game is... well, I think I'll let my favorite track do the talking. Just kidding. This is my favorite track. It's the only song that isn't headache-inducing, or animals screeching, or 100 measures of rest with the repeat sign at the end. Why 100 and not 1? I don't know. Why don't you ask Worm? Not that he was the composer, I just wanted to tell you that that was a name. I don't wish to spoil the story, but I'll tell you this much. It doesn't matter. You're playing as a guy named Carnby. Your assistant is sort of dead, but can still somehow speak through a mirror. There's a girl who stays in the helicopter that took you to the island, but Carnby doesn't seem to care about her too much. She was worried about some creature prowling around the helicopter when all of a sudden... static. In these types of scenarios, I think that to mean she got devoured by a monster. Carnby's reaction is just, darn. He couldn't have even faked a bit of emotion for it. You know, gosh darn it, she's dead. Why does this world have to be so poopy? The final character is the main enemy. A statuette turned him into a monster, and now he's out to get you. It's crazy how even in the face of this mummified werewolf-pirate combo, Carnby continues to move at a steady trot. If it were me, I'd be booking it for the exit. Oh wait, there is none. Once you get into a battle, you must kill every enemy. If you run out of ammo, then you suddenly go into cardiac arrest. This accounted for about half of my deaths. The other half came from some worms in the sewers. There was no indication that that was going to happen. On the topic of ammo, it is required to fight every enemy, even the spiders. But who knows, maybe this game takes place in Australia. It doesn't excuse the fact that Carnby walks around like a zombie and makes it very awkward to shoot. The very least this game could have done was add a melee weapon. Perhaps the crowbar could have been used in combat and we could pretend like this was Half-Life 3. Speaking of, this game has puzzles, if you want to call them that. The puzzles consist of you getting some items, then using them. My favorite puzzle has got to be a tie between one where Carnby finds a doorknob, sticks it into a door, and somehow manages to open it, and another where Carnby goes into a room, notices that the lights are off, and immediately suspects that the fuse box is at fault. Most people would check for a light switch, but you know what? He's probably right. Pretty much every bit of text in this game would never be said or written by a real human being because they're messages from the devs to make the puzzles possible. Or they're bringing attention to flaws in the game. It's just a mirror, except there is no reflection. Let's see here. Definition of mirror. A reflective surface. Did they not see the contradiction? When I reached the end of the game, I realized that I had a dilemma on my hands. There was only 11 ammo left in my revolver, and the final boss was tanky. So that was it. Game over. For good. Roll credits. Interested in seeing more spooky content? Then go watch my Animal Crossing video. It's scarier than anything Alone in the Dark: The New Nightmare ever did. There's even some undeniable visual evidence of a creepypasta that makes Ben Drowned look like a regular playthrough of Majora's Mask. Thanks for watching this video, and goodbye.